I was a kid.
Yes, go ahead. When you were a kid.
They used to have a program in California called the Braceros. Now, the Braceros, this was every Democrat was, this is terrible. The Mexicans are being exploited. They're being totally exploited and ripped off. And we have to end this program. And the Bracero program was busloads of Mexican farm workers would be trucked in from Mexico. Busloads, like buses and buses and buses. And they'd pick the tomatoes. They do whatever they did. And they got paid. And some of them, they kept them in sheds. They were put up in these little crappy places. But it was the summertime, so it wasn't raining on them at least. And the Bracero program was discontinued completely. And then the illegal alien program began. And as far as I'm concerned, it's worse because they're totally being exploited to the point where it's a complete ripoff. The only people benefiting are somebody like anyone who owns a big house.
Just stop there. The lead-in is beautiful. Here's what I spent my time on over the past few days. Immigration, the illegals, the program you're talking about, which up until the mid-'90s, pretty much when the Clintons came in, run by the United States. We had a program. We'd choose the aliens. I'm sorry, the illegals. I'm sorry, the undocumented workers, whatever you want to say. And we would bring them in. Around 1995, 96, this changed. And the organization that is responsible for selecting refugees to come to the United States is none other than the United Nations, specifically the United Nations Refugee Commission. And this, John, I found out. Now I know why everybody's pissed. I know why they're not. Listen, the people. Look, the folks who are pissed off about this are pissed off about the money. This refugee, it's actually the Refugee Resettlement Program, is making billions of dollars every single year. And all of a sudden it clicked. Everything clicked. Why Clinton wanted the Syrians to go to Detroit. Let me just give you a couple of statistics. So the way it works is the United Nations, UNHCR, which is their Commission on Refugees, they select the refugees, and then we vet them as they come in. The UNHCR has $1 billion a year budget just for this selection purpose. They then contract with refugee resettlement contractors, also known as VOLAGs. This is an important term, VOLAG, which really stands for volunteer agency. And the VOLAGs are really an interesting array of organizations. I give you Church World Service, Ethiopian Community Development Council, Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society, International Rescue Committee, Lutheran Immigration and Refugee Services, Catholic Charities, U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops, U.S. Committee for Refugees and Immigrants, Episcopal Migration Ministries, World Relief, Inc. All of them receive approximately $1,900 just for handling a refugee. And there's another $2,000 if they can show that they donated some clothes and maybe a car. You have to show at least $200 that you've donated, and just you get money. And it's just money everywhere. It's from USAID. It comes straight from the State Department. And so I went looking for approved VOLAGs. Well, wouldn't you know that the Clinton Foundation is an approved VOLAG? Thank you. Meaning the Clinton Foundation received money which Hillary Clinton approved from the State Department. Now, they did a lot of this through third-party organizations such as Upwardly Global. This is a nice one, upwardlyglobal.org. And Upwardly Global, what you can find it, it's everywhere on the Clinton Foundation website. I have all the links in the show notes, of course. It's a placement agency. They take highly educated, highly schooled refugees, which they tout to themselves as, they're 100% educated. They got, great degrees and everything, and they place them. And again, they receive $4,000 per refugee just to place them. That's not even counting, food, shelter, etc. If you see what we pay for refugees, we, the American taxpayer, I mean, they have access to everything. They have access to all social programs in the United States. They receive all kinds. It is a business model, very much like my nephew from Italy was saying. Oh yeah, and everyone, migrants are just basically a business model. Everybody wants that. Now, within this whole gambit, there's an organization which has appointments from the president. It's a non-governmental organization, and it's called, hold on a second. I just want to get it. While I'm looking this up, the President Clinton appointed Ira Magaziner to run this government organization. Oh, shoot, hold on a second. Let me just find what it's called. I'm a little messed up in my show notes here. U.S. Committee for Refugees and Immigrants. There you go. So the U.S. Committee for Refugees and Immigrants, has a couple of appointees, one from President Clinton, that's Ira Magaziner, and President Obama also appointed a high-ranking person there. Let's get the leadership here. I'll tell you who it is. Yes, Lavina Limon is the president and CEO. She was, I'm sorry, I misspoke. Lavina Limon was appointed president and CEO of the U.S. CRI in 2001, and Eksinder Nagash, who's the senior vice president, was appointed by President Obama in, I think, 2009. So they are the ones who decide which VOLAGs are going to get money. So it's kind of handy if you have all the bases covered, every single one of them. So I'm conservatively going to estimate that this is a $20 to $30 billion a year business. And I've all the links, all these NGOs, the Clinton, and they have two of them, the Clinton NGOs that were receiving these monies as the CGI.
Say million or billion?
Billion, John, billion. It is, let me see, what do I have here? All right, I have the fact sheet. It's crazy the amount of money. So this is, of course, why Bill Clinton wanted the Syrian refugees to go to Detroit, because it's free money for them. But
why Detroit?
Who gives a crap? He had a deal with someone in Detroit. He's got a buddy in Detroit. Well, he wanted him to build houses. And then you have Shobani, the yogurt guy. Sure, he'll take your illegals or your aliens. Sure, for $56 million in subsidy. No kidding. Sure, Starbucks will do that. Sure, Lumber 84 will do that. Forget about the money not going to American workers. They're getting paid. This is a big, big scam. Big scam. And when you read through it and when you get into it, you just get disgusted by it. The money, and then this, oh yeah, we want to make sure everyone's okay. Bull crap. We long ago put into law in the United States, you would accept at least 70,000 refugees every single year. That's in the law books. So if you're wondering why people are really pissed off, I'm sure the sheep and the slaves were, oh, don't ban Islam and Muslim. Sure, okay. But this is about money. And I will continue to search, and I would like all of our producers, help find me the connections. I guarantee you, there are businesses who are official VOLAGs, and they are coordinated or partially run by Congress people, senators. I'm telling you, this is the scam. This is a massive scam.